Good evening. The regular meeting of the Bellflower City Council is called to order on Monday, March 9, 2026 at 5:34 p.m. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dutton,
Here.
Councilmember Coops,
Here.
Councilmember Morse,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Sanchez,
Here.
Mayor Santinas.
Here. All right. There's no one here. There's no one here to talk about to speak on the closed session item. Mr. Smooth.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The council will recess to closed session for one item 3A as listed on the agenda, conference with real property negotiator.
I have a conflict on 3A.
Oh, okay. Anyone else?
Not
And
the mayor.
it's a property conflict.
Property conflict. Okay. For Councilmember Morse. All right. There's no one else to speak before this item. So with that, we will now recess to closed session.
Okay.
I like eating dinner with you guys.
Yeah. You get the left.
Good evening, Bellflower. The regular meeting of the Bellflower City Council is called to order on Monday, March 9, 2026 at 7:03 p.m. Back to open session. We are reconvening this session from a closed session, and there are no reportable actions taken during the closed session. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dutton,
Here.
Councilmember Coops,
Here.
Councilmember Morse,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Sanchez,
Here.
Mayor Santinas.
Here. Tonight's invocation will be led by Councilmember Wendy Morse, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Brian McNerney, our Director of Public Safety. Please rise.
Tonight, I want to ask for a hedge of protection for all our military, wherever they are, serving our country. Please keep them safe, strengthen their families while they're away, and surround them with your covering. Grant my council colleagues and I, our staff, unity, wisdom, as we continue to serve our community. May your love guide us and your peace sustain us. Amen.
Amen.
Please place your right hand over your heart. Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Wendy, and thank you, Brian. City Council announcements. Let me start. Bellflower residents are invited to take advantage of the city's upcoming community compost pickup event at Palm Park, located at 9245 Palm Street, from March 27th to April 3rd. Funded by Kyle Recycle, this pre-program provides high-quality compost to help enrich your garden while reducing landfill waste and greenhouse gas emissions. Composting turns food scraps, yard trimmings, and other plant-based materials into nutrient-rich soil that supports healthier landscapes throughout our community. The compost is free while supplies last. Please remember to bring your own shovel and containers for collection. All right, Mayor Pro Tem Sanchez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, Bellflower. The Bellflower Volunteer Center is committed to caring for the children in our community, especially those facing economic hardships. Through the Spring Basket program, the Bellflower Volunteer Center brings hope, comfort, and joy to children in our community with thoughtfully prepared baskets filled with its essential items and special treats. To participate, you can sponsor a child and receive a few details about them to create a unique, personalized basket. Once your basket is ready, we'll coordinate to drop off at the Volunteer Center at Sims Park, located at 16614 South Clark Avenue, by Monday, March 23rd. This is a simple but meaningful way to show a child they are seen, valued, and cared for. Your kindness can make a lasting difference and brighten a child's day. If you are interested in participating or have any questions, please call 562-804-1424, extension 2331. Or email snoriega@bellflower.ca.gov. That is again snoriega@bellflower.ca.gov. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Victor. Councilmember Wendy Morse.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Bellflower. The Bellflower Looking Better program will expand in 2026 with updated guidelines and enhanced services. This long-standing residential improvement initiative supports community beautification by coordinating community yard sales and providing free trash dumpsters to help residents remove unwanted items from their properties. Residents who wish to participate in the neighborhood yard sale must pre-register online and host the sale at their residence. Sales will be held from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. within designated neighborhood boundaries. To encourage participation, the city will promote each event through yard sale signage and social media outreach. On the Saturday following each yard sale, free dumpsters will be available for residents to dispose of remaining items. Please note that hazardous materials, electronic waste, tires, oil, and construction debris will not be accepted. For additional information, please contact the Volunteer Center at 562-804-1424, extension 2331. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Wendy. Councilmember Ray Dunn.
Thank you, Mayor. The Bellflower Chamber of Commerce invites local businesses and the community members to connect at the two upcoming network events hosted by the Chamber of Commerce located at 16730 Bellflower Boulevard. The St. Patrick's Networking Bingo Game Night will take place on Thursday, March 12th from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., offering an evening of relationship building, prizes, and festive refreshments. The month will conclude with a monthly morning mingle on Tuesday, March 31st from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., featuring coffee, pastries, a raffle, and opportunities to connect with fellow businesses. For more information, please call 562-867-1744 or visit the bellflowerchamber.org website. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Ray. Councilmember Dan Coops.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Bellflower citywide waste card exchange program is currently underway. As part of the citywide effort to comply with California's SB 1383 requirements, residents will soon receive new waste carts. That'll occur from February through May. CR&R will conduct a residential cart exchange for all current customers. Each household will receive a new landfill, recycling, and organics cart at no additional cost. On the scheduled collection day, residents must place an existing carts at the curb by 6 o'clock in the morning. CR&R will empty the cart and replace them with new ones by 6 p.m. the same day. Replacements carts will be the same size as those currently assigned to the address. To know when you are scheduled for the cart exchange, please visit the Trash and Recycling Services page on the city's website. Scroll to the bottom and select Cart Exchange Schedule and enter your full home address. For more information, please email Melanie Paz, that's spelled P-A-Z, at mpaz@bellflower.ca.gov. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Dan. Tonight we have one proclamation and two presentations. If you don't mind, I'd like to change the sequence of the agenda items here so that we don't go back and forth in the presentation area. So I'd like to do D first and then B and then C. To just make the presentation once to the presentation area.
I'd kind of
Okay.
like to vote on that.
Is there a motion?
Without objection.
Without objection, that's I'm just making more efficient.
I see.
All right.
D.
So we'll start with the presentation to Commissioner Jerry Troutman, followed by the proclamation on the Women's History Month, and then the presentation by the Women's Club. Okay.
No, I just way ahead of us.
No?
I thought you went over the agenda before we did this, so we wouldn't have these mishaps.
I won't cross your chest. I will. Yeah. Okay. Promise. I promise. I promise. I don't want to. Okay. All right. You're there. Okay. I'll stay here. All right. Very good. Jerry, thank you so much for your service to the city of Bellflower. Jerry's been Commissioner of Public Safety for almost 18 years. He started when he was right after high school, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. During those 18 years, Jerry was the chairman of the commission for 5 times.
3.
No, 5. I
5,
checked.
really?
5.
Lost track.
It says 4 on the record, but he was reelected in 2014. So you served back-to-back years.
Yes.
See, I even researched that. All right. Well, actually, the city clerk researched that, and I got the information. So
You got people for that.
that was a record. 5 years.
Yes, sir.
5 terms as the chairman. So anyway, to make the long story short, we'd like to present this certificate of achievement to Jerry Troutman for your dedicated service. It reads, Jerry Troutman, Public Safety Commission, thank you for your outstanding leadership and dedicated service to the city of Bellflower. Your contributions during your tenure have created a strong foundation for the future. We applaud your achievements and wish you continued success. Signed, Mayor Sunny R. Santa Ynez, Mayor Pro Tem Victor A. Sanchez, Councilmember Ray Danton, Councilmember Dan Coops, and Councilmember Wendy Morse. Today, you've been a commissioner since March 2007 until January 2025. That's almost 18 years. All right,
Sir,
Jerry?
I was on Parks and Recreation before that.
Before that, okay. All right, very good. Thank you so much. Okay,
Oh,
you need to
oh,
speak.
thank you for recognizing me, and yeah, it's good to see you guys. I don't want to go into details.
Okay. Well, the bottom line is we miss you, Jerry. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
Very good.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you.
I gave him pen.
Okay, good. All right, very good.
Congratulations, ladies. You should have went first. You should have went.
Okay, yeah, okay. Forget about it. All right. Yeah. I was so excited. All right. Jerry, one more time. Jerry, please.
Not done with you.
Yeah, thank you. No, just one. No, we're going to give you the challenge coin. This year's challenge coin.
Oh,
Okay.
The new one.
The new one.
a new one.
Yes.
Oh, very good. Thank you.
Of course. Yeah.
Thank you again.
Absolutely. Yeah, of course.
It's
All right.
wearing me out.
Yeah. All right. The next is a proclamation. Today is a very special event. We have a lot of representatives from the Women's Club of Bellflower. Okay. The pin. Maybe not pins. I want to make sure that I pronounce it correctly because it's the Women's Club, not the Women's Club, right? Women's Club. Women, not women's. Okay. All right. Anyway, I'm just, upon Councilmember Coop's request, I need to read the whole proclamation. Yeah, exactly. All right. The city of Bellflower proclaims Women's History Month. This is a very important month, okay? The proclamation states that whereas American women of every race, class, and ethnic background have made historic contributions to the growth and strength of our nation in countless recorded and unrecorded ways. American women have played and continue to play critical economic, cultural, and social roles in every sphere of life by constituting a significant portion of labor force, working inside and outside of the home, within corporations, the military, federal and local governments, and educational organizations. American women have played a unique role throughout history by providing the majority of the volunteer labor force and were particularly important in the establishment of early charitable, philanthropic, and cultural institutions. American women have been leaders not only in securing their own rights of suffrage and equal opportunity, but also in the abolitionist movement, the emancipation movement, the industrial labor movement, and the civil rights movement, and other movements, especially the peace movement, which create a more fair and just society for all. The City of Bellflower is proud to honor the stories, history, and contributions of women in our community and throughout the state and our nations. Therefore, I, Sunny R. Santa Ynez, Mayor of City of Bellflower, do hereby proclaim March 2026 as National Women's History Month. Signed, Mayor Sunny R. Santa Ynez, Mayor Pro Tem Victor Sanchez, Councilmember Ray Danton, Councilmember Dan Coops, and Councilmember Wendy Morse. And to receive today's proclamation is the Women's Club of Bellflower, led by Gianna Incorn. Okay. I'd like to present this to you. Yes, please. And all the ladies in pink and other colors.
I'll come down here with you.
Okay, it's your turn to speak. There you go.
Okay.
Come on, all the members. Senora Ortega. Come on. Don't be shy, don't be shy. Yeah, don't be shy. Don't be shy. I'll be here, I'll be here. Don't be shy. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You're gonna be in front. Right over there by there. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Okay, we know where our position is.
Yeah, we stay in the back. We know our place.
Okay, smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more.
Oh,
come on. All right. Right, thank you so much.
Good seeing you ladies again.
Glad you're here.
All right. Yes, of course. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're being recorded.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on, hold on. Jana's going to be speaking.
I'll take one. Okay. No, I'm going up there. Yeah. We're all, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay. You good now?
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
We depend on you. I told everybody you went to the restroom. I'll give you more time.
You weren't fast enough. It was a lot of dead silence.
Yeah.
But then everybody understood at the end.
On behalf of the Women's Club of Bellflower, I want to express our appreciation for that proclamation for the women, for the National Women's History Month. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of information about our organization. We're GFWC, which is the General Federation of Women's Clubs. They were incorporated in 1890, and it was started by Jane Cunningham Crawley, who was a publisher in New York. And for that time, it was kind of unusual for a woman to be a publisher. And she heard that Charles Dickens was going to be in town. She was super excited about it, went to the event, and was denied entrance because she was a woman. But she didn't get mad. She just got busy. She got all the women together that were already meeting in all these different clubs and all these different communities that she knew about and said, let's federate. So in 1890, they federated. Our club, the Women's Club of Bellflower, we had women meeting in living rooms from different churches. We need to do this in our community because it was 1921 and it was country and nothing was going on. and everybody was busy working, and there were a lot of needs in the community. So the women got together, they worked together, and they decided to join their own club here in Bellflower, and that was 1921. So in 1923, we incorporated with GFWC. So we are now part of the Women's Club of Bellflower. In 1926, we became incorporated with the state of California. So this is who we are and where we started. And our clubhouse, we had one in, like in the, I'm not sure exact date, but in 1933, the first clubhouse kind of turned to rubble with the big earthquake. So there was a little bit, this is from the Bellflower People and Places book that Muriel McGregor put together. And they had to get another clubhouse, and they had one on Laurel and Bellflower Boulevard, and that kind of fell up through the wayside because everybody wanted that spot. And Frank Woodruff exchanged that location for this location. And this is our clubhouse. Doesn't look like it, but this is a picture of it about when we got it in the 30s. And this is the picture from the Bellflower book, People, Places, with a little bit of help from AI. They did a lot of work, and this is the picture of the clubhouse in the 50s. Not sure the exact date, but again, AI does wonderful things. And that's what it looked like after they got through with all the remodeling, adding things. And the women, they did, you know, plays, they did travel trips to here and there. They raised all kinds of money to put these together to build it to where it was. They had a little portico, they changed the doorway, they took off a side and they put on a back. And this is what it looks like today. So we're pretty happy to keep it going, and we're very proud of it. We're standing on the shoulders of a lot of other ladies that have done a lot of good things in the community. And these are the ladies, some of them.
Mhm.
This is also a lot of help from AI. And back in the day, they had the hats, they had the gloves, they had the purses, the matching shoes. And this is how, I think the club had over 250 members, and they were quite busy. They did lots of things with GFWC, with the Los Cerritos District, with the California Federation of Women's Clubs, and with the General Federation of Women's Clubs. Many chapters, many things going on. When Rosie the Riveter went to work at our clubhouse, the kids stayed there. Someone had to watch the kids. So part of our clubhouse became part for the Rosie the Riveter's kids to go to work. When the guys came back from the war, they had dances there. They celebrated lots of different occasions. There's been countless weddings. There's been many repasses. There's been many things that the women have done in the community. Right now, this is where we're at. This is us today. A little different. We don't have the hats, we don't have the gloves, but we've got the same volunteer spirit. We give to the community, we do scholarships, and we also do different things for fundraising we give the baskets for the Thanksgiving and the Easter. Last year we did a pancake breakfast for St. Jude's. This year we're going to be doing a lot of collaborating with local organizations such as Seroptimus, Femme Factor, Miss Bellflower with a prom dress drive, and we also work with Olive Crest, the foster kids. There's so many things that we do. It's hard, I can't say it all in 5 minutes, but we're living in the volunteer spirit, and the best part about the Women's Club from 1900s to today is one of their themes is unity and diversity, and it's still the same. And I appreciate that. And we still say our 1905 Women's Collect, which it's very relevant to today. So it's fun to be part of it, and we're thrilled to be part of this community, and we love Bellflower. That's the story. Thank you.
All right, hold on. Jana, thank you so much for the information. But what's important also is, would you like to invite the community to join the Women's
Of course.
Club?
We have
Please do.
meetings on the 4th Thursday at 5:30 at the clubhouse, and all are welcome.
And if they want to join, whom they should contact?
We have Facebook, social media, Instagram, And we have a website, womensclubbellflower.org. So
Okay.
they can always reach us in those areas.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you, ladies, for all the service you do for the city of Bellflower. Thank you. And let me just give you a quick anecdote about the Women's Club. When we moved to Bellflower way back in 1984, I was brand new to Bellflower back then. I wasn't paying attention until my daughter asked a question. We were driving south on Clark Avenue, going to church on a Saturday evening. And I think back then you were sponsoring dances in Saturday afternoon. So she asked me the question, Dad, it says Women's Club. How come there's so many men outside? You were waiting for the dance. Okay. So anyway, from that point on, I always remember the Women's Club. So again, thank you so much for all the work that you do. All right, and just for the information of the public, we invite a service club to make a presentation at every I think once a month, something like that on average, to kind of show the community the service that they provide to the city, and also encourage the members of the community to join the service club, because service clubs are an integral part of the city. You do a lot of work for the city, and we want to encourage our members, community members, to join any of our service clubs. And this year, you're the second who made the presentation to the city council. So again, thank you so much. All right, with that, we're moving on to public comments. Mr. Smoot.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the time set aside for the public to address the city council on matters not listed on the agenda. Anyone wishing to address the city council should come to the podium, be recognized by the mayor, and state your name for the record. If you wish to address the city council on an agenda item, you may do so by approaching the podium as we review that particular item, and you'll be given 3 minutes to address the city council.
Okay, if you're here for a non-agenda item, you'd like to speak, please sign up, state your name for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Christina Lopez, and although I'm speaking on behalf of employees in the area, I'm also speaking on behalf of all women of Bellflower, whether you work here or reside here or you are just visiting. I'm also speaking on behalf of single women and single moms that are in the area that are also working in the downtown area. I am also typically a chief of staff in my day job who always finds solutions to gaps in businesses and works on finding viable options for all interested parties. However, on this particular moment, I'm speaking on behalf of employees that work in the downtown area of Bellflower. I'm here to ask the city to reconsider how parking enforcement affects downtown employees. Ticketing employees who are coming to work is counterintuitive to Bellflower's goal of keeping the city safe, welcoming, and successful for patrons. Recently, there have been a huge deployment of citations that were deployed into this 2-hour parking. And unfortunately, for some of us, we work until 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's virtually impossible to find parking that is close. And I don't feel safe walking multiple blocks to go to get my car. Employees are essential to local business operations, and when they are repeatedly cited, it creates hardship for workers and pressure for businesses already trying to staff reliably. Bellflower's own downtown parking notice shows the city recognizes employees and yet they need parking that are viable, but it doesn't provide close, safe options for those that are working late. Other cities, including Hermosa Beach, use structured employee permitting systems with documentation, location limits, and fees. I'm asking the council to direct staff to explore a Bellflower employee parking permit program, or maybe even just a pilot program that protects turnover for customers while creating a fair and workable solution for employees and owners alike. The question is, what can I do to help to drive this initiative? I'd be happy to help and be able to bridge the gap of what they're doing in Hermosa to what they're doing here in Bellflower, because it only takes one really bad incident for it to be shown that there is no safe, viable option for employees. And so this also, if I may just add one other item, after I had written my speech, I was looking at your 2026 legislative platform, and this would help with the two items that you have. Under number 3, you want to enhance public safety by supporting legislation and funding that promote traffic and pedestrian safety. And also on your legislative platform for 2026, you have on number 4 that you want to support legislation that supports local businesses and promoting sustained long-term growth. And that would include employee parking. Thank you. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. With that, Mr. Smoot, at the last meeting requested for a study on parking, so maybe we can incorporate that also as part of the
Certainly.
study.
Sure.
Okay, all right, thank you. Anyone else? I think, okay.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. I'm up here because I had a question. What is the process, for example, if I feel like there should be a shelter over a bus stop? Right there on Alondra and Woodruff, in between like the Pollo Loco and the 76, I noticed that on one side of the street there's a shelter, but on the other side of the street there isn't. It's just a bench and the trash can. So I was just wondering like what that sort of process looked like, if it's possible to add a shelter there. Or consider it. I use the bus a lot, and when it rains, it sucks when there's no shelter. When it's hot, I see the high school kids all the time. We got to go into the gas station to get shade, and you got cars going in and out. I just think it might be safer if we had a shelter just over the bench like we do on the other side of the street. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Smooth or Mr. Gurecki, you want to respond to that?
Yeah, just honorable mayor and council members, the blue shelters with the overhangs that we have are not obviously throughout all of our bus stops here. Those were part of a federal grant that we'd received several years ago, and I think we ended up installing almost 48 of those shelters. Not every location is conducive to that particular shelter. We did, site assessments for each one. We had to make sure they fit. The location where the resident just spoke of, it's actually kind of a difficult spot. You have two driveway aprons that are very close, and we weren't necessarily looking to put a shelter right there at that immediate area because of the footprint of that shelter. But it's certainly, if it's council's pleasure, that we want to go down the path and look at installing more of these shelters, we certainly can do that.
Yeah, we can take a look and make sure that it's also safe,
Yes,
Yeah, okay. All
correct.
right. Very good, thank you. All right, anyone else? I think Mrs. Irene Ortega would like to speak.
You pick.
I got a note that she would like to speak. Did I say it right? Okay, very good. All right, anyone else? Last chance for public comments? All right, with that, we're moving on to, let me see here. There are no public hearings tonight, and we're moving on to ordinances and resolutions. Item 13A. Mr. Smoot.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to ask Mr. Gurecki to take this one quickly for you.
Yep. Good evening again, honorable mayor and council members. Before you tonight, we have a consideration and possible action to adopt resolution number 26-07, which is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Bellflower to set a public hearing regarding the intent to grant a water franchise to Bellflower Somerset Mutual Water Company. Just as a brief background, back in 2001, the city granted the water franchise to Bellflower Somerset. We've been operating under that water franchise for several years now. That franchise actually expired in 2021. Even though it had expired, Bellflower Somerset continued to make their annual franchise fee payments to the city, continued their operations, and we've moved forward hand in hand as we do a lot of projects simultaneously with one another. The When the discussion was initiated to amend it, what we determined is that it was too far past the expiration date, so we have to start this process all over. So the first step in that process is this evening's resolution. So in order for Bellflower Somerset to continue water operations within the public right-of-way, a new water franchise must be granted by the city council. The steps that we have to take are listed out here. The first item would be the intention to adopt the resolution and set the public hearing date that we have before you tonight here. The next step would be to publish a notice and advertise public hearing dates. That will start on March 13th. The public hearing will then be scheduled and the ordinance introduction for April 13th, and then followed by the second reading of the ordinance and adoption on April 27th. So the resolution tonight essentially just lays out that process that we have to go through to establish a new franchise agreement with Bellflower Somerset. I'm happy to answer any questions.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gorecki. I just one question. Since the franchise agreement was expired in 2021, and now it's going to be reauthorized again starting 2026, following this schedule, what was the downside of not having a continuing franchise agreement since 2021? Did we lose anything?
No. So as I mentioned, Bellflower Somerset continued to pay their required franchise fee to the city. So fiscally, we were not impacted. Operations continued on a daily basis. Like I said, the Public Works and Bellflower Somerset work hand in hand on a lot of our projects. This is more of an administrative process for us just to get it back on track.
And during those years, the fee was also increasing based on a set criteria.
Yeah, the formula for the franchise fee is established by the state of California, the Public Utilities Commission, to be exact. So it's 2% of the gross sales revenue receipts. So that's the calculation that they use to establish the franchise fee.
So the bottom line is, even if we didn't have an extension of the franchise agreement, we didn't lose the increase in the fees were still in effect since 2021.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and as I said, we've both been operating as if the franchise agreement was still in place.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Any question of Mr. Gorecki?
Yeah, I think he
Councilmember
answered it, but
Denny?
I'm just going to reiterate. I guess you mentioned that it's been so long, the staff feels more comfortable of scheduling for a public hearing than to.
Correct.
do this.
Yeah, it's just a little too far out of term.
Got it. Well, without getting into the weeds, I'd make a motion then to adopt resolution number 2607 if the council doesn't have any more questions.
Any more question?
No questions.
Okay. Go ahead, Councilmember Coops.
We have franchises with every one of the water providers in Bellflower, correct?
With all except Cal-Am. Cal-Am will be the next one on the list here. Yeah.
But the rest of them are all in compliance, we don't have any gaps like we have.
No. Correct.
And it's consistent 2%. Since it's mandated by the PUC, I thought it might be.
I think with the exception of possibly Liberty, I think they have a slightly different formula. Or no, that one's okay. I think it's Home Gardens that has a slightly different formula, but it's minimal.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Any question, Mayor Pro Tem Sanchez? Okay. Motion by Councilmember Danton, seconded by Councilmember Coops. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dutton?
Aye.
Councilmember Coops? Councilmember Morse?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Sanchez?
Aye.
Mayor Santinez?
Aye. Okay, next item, item 14A. Mr. Smoot?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm actually going to ask Len to go ahead and take this one as well. This one's coming back to you guys for some discussion and update, and if necessary, PJ is available to help answer questions as well.
Before we start, Mr. Mayor, I need to recuse myself since I have property nearby the park.
Okay. Councilmember Coops is recused on item 14A. All right, Mr. Gorecki, it's your show tonight.
Yeah,
huh?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay.
Good evening again, Mayor and council members. I have a slideshow for you this evening, kind of pictures to go with my slow voice. But anyways, back on January 12th, the city council, following the discussion that we were having during the council meeting, asked staff to bring back an update on Sims Park, as well as the future of the stormwater capture project and the associated work that goes with it, including new athletic fields. So just as a quick background to this project, in 2015, the Los Cerritos Watershed Management Group identified Sims Park as a potential storm capture site. The park can capture approximately 680 acres of the Bellflower area. The main storm drain runs along Clark Avenue, and a large open area for a subsurface reservoir, which is where the existing ball fields are at right now. The project benefits include water quality improvement, treating up to 84 million gallons annually of stormwater, park enhancements with the restoration of the sports turf fields and parking lot, bioretention basin on the east side, and as I mentioned, the renovated parking lot. This is just a quick site plan for the location. You can see where the existing ball fields are by numbers 3 and number 6. This is number 3 identifies the subsurface stormwater capture chambers. Number 6 would be the over-encompassing athletic fields that would be placed on top following the construction of those. Number 8, you have the bioretention basin. And then working back towards Clark Avenue, you have the pool and filter, or the filter rooms for 7. 4 and 5 are side amenities. The parking lot that would be repaved is highlighted as number 9. It's a fairly simple. It's a much simpler system than we have over at Crothers Park, but this is essentially what the layout would look like from a aerial perspective. The project timeline to date, so this is where we are so far. In FY 2020 or 21-22, the Regional Watershed Area Steering Committee, also known as the WASC, approved $2.1 million as part of their stormwater investment plan for the design portion of Sims Park stormwater project. In February 22, the City Council awarded the design to Craftwater Engineering. The following month, Craftwater started their design process. In 2024, the design was paused at 60%. They were 60% complete with the design. It was paused because we basically put it on the back shelf because we were starting the Oak Center. And there simply is, as you can see by the work that's going on in the Oak Center and how much of the parking it's taken away, there just was not enough room to run these two major projects concurrently side by side. So in 2025, Craftwater was directed to modify components of their design, and this was based on some of the issues that we were experiencing over at Crothers Park. So there was some real easy fixes for us to do, so we modified that design. Those designs were completed and submitted to the city's Building Services Division in December this past year for a plan check. So the city staff is currently preparing a bid package with the consultant in anticipation of additional funding that we're hoping is coming our way. The project funding to date. So in addition to design funds that we had already received, $2.1 million, the WASC also began to allocate construction funding to the city for the construction portion in FY 22 and 23. That first fiscal year, they allocated $2.6 million. The following, $5.5 million, and then the third year, same amount, $5.5 million. So that was approximately $13 million in total. In addition to that, the city has contributed local funding, and we've set aside project funds to serve as a match. So we have $400,000 from our Measure M municipal funds. We have $500,000 from Measure A. We have a Bellflower Public Project Fund to the amount of $2 million. So the total current funding that we have on hand for this project is $16.5 million. The construction estimate and funding gaps. So this is what we were discussing back in January. So as of December 25, the estimated project construction cost at 100% design was calculating out to a little over $25 million. Based on this estimate, that means we have a funding gap of about $8.9 million when compared to what we have allocated already for this. Staff has submitted, in realizing that we had this funding gap, staff has taken a couple steps to try to close that funding gap. The first step was we went back to the WASC and we submitted a project modification request in the amount of $8.9 million. And this is for them to modify and provide additional funding towards this project. In addition to that, staff has also submitted a $4 million grant request to the LA County Regional Park and Open Space District. So those currently are in review right now, and we're actually expecting to hear back on both of those grants here within the next couple weeks. So the project options for consideration at this point. So if the project is fully funded, meaning in the next couple weeks, we are able to close that gap of $8.9 million. The city is prepared to release the RFP and solicit bids to start project construction. Something like that will look, a timeline like that would be in May 2026, we would release the RFP. August 26, our intention would be to bring an award back to City Council. November 2026, the contractor will mobilize on the site to begin work, and this is following once the Oak Center is complete. November 2028 is the estimated project completion date. So based on the work that we did at Crothers and similar stormwater projects, this is a project that will take anywhere from 1.5 to 2 years to complete start to finish. One of the things that we will do with the contractor, we'll make it a part of the bid, and we'll actually have extensive discussions with them, is to prioritize the opening of the athletic field. So in essence, if we can get them to come in and do the subsurface portion of the work and get the athletic field done on top and all the site amenities completed on top, and then they can transfer their work more towards the filters and the pump rooms that they have to do, then that certainly would not make it to where these to where the fields would have to wait until 2028 to be used. So we'll take every step we possibly can to advance that and get that taken care of in the schedule so we can get those fields opened as soon as possible, with that being the top priority. If the project remains unfunded, essentially if our 2 funding requests that we hope to hear about here in the next couple weeks do not come through for us, and we're still realizing that $8.9 million gap, the city may fill the remaining funding gap with local funding sources and complete the project, meaning we would have to turn and look to our general fund or other funds or other grant funds that may be available out there. The city council can direct the city manager to cancel the project and relinquish some or all the previously approved grant award amounts that we've received so far. Should the council still desire to move forward with the project CIP or move forward with a future CIP project for the sports fields, a new CIP will have to be created and funded, and staff will initiate the RFP process to begin the design work for that. So the timeline, very similar. If we're going back to the drawing board on these sports fields, there's certain components of that project, of the stormwater project, that I can steal a little bit of the design stuff and incorporate it, but not all of it. So the sports fields without a stormwater capture system underneath it would essentially go through a whole design process. A design on something like this is going to be anywhere from 6 to 8 months. So once we get that design completed and we have an idea what it's going to cost, we think, based on some rough estimates, I think it's going to be in the ballpark of $5 or $6 million for this. But you truly don't know until you're able to do an engineer's estimate, which is done following the final stage of design work. So assuming, timeline-wise, that we takes 6 to 8 months. So we're talking probably the end of this year, early 2027. I'd have to bring an item back to city council saying this is what the engineer's estimate is. How would you guys like to fund this? Do we want to create a new CIP as part of the next budget cycle that we do? We're going to have to aggressively go out and seek funds, maybe through some other grants. All of that takes time. So once we have those grant funds secured, probably 2028, we're looking at putting the contract out to bid, awarding it, going through that whole process, construction to completion at the earliest. And this would be, we were really lucky on all fronts there. At the earliest, probably late 2028, but more likely 2029 is when we'd probably see a completion of a standalone project like that. So if the funding's included in the next budget cycle, planning process, the project completion date is a lot further off than what we are with the stormwater capture project. So the recommendation this evening would be direct the city manager, conditioned on approval of pending funding applications, to move forward with the stormwater capture project and release an RFP soliciting bids to begin construction. If the funding applications are denied, the recommendation would be to cancel the project, redirect internal funding to sports field design, and begin to identify additional funding sources for construction of the sports fields. Alternatively, take other action as you guys may find fit. And that completes that.
Thank you, Mr. Gorega, for the update. Just a clarifying questions here. The $25 million estimate,
Yes.
how firm is that number?
Well, it's a firm number until I get bids. I think it's a number that in just 2 months ago they were using similar pricing that they were seeing. There's a lot of these stormwater projects that are out to bid currently. So the pricing is relatively on light item by light item, demolition, grading, and all that. There's kind of like an industry number that they all use. I'm comfortable with that number. That number also has a 10% contingency built into it as well.
Okay.
So there's a little bit there, but honestly, you just do not know until I receive bids. Luckily, being a charter city, we have some options once we get these bids in from contractors. And again, like I said, we can always front load it and make it a top priority for us to get the sport field portion of the work done sooner. I certainly intend to narrate that in the RFP process with the idea that if someone bids it low, but they're telling me it's going to take them 2.5 years to build it, and the next bidder says he can get it done in 1.5 years, I think that's something that I would present to the city council and let you make the decision on that.
Okay,
So
okay, good. Okay. My recollection is at the last meeting we talked about this. It seems like our consensus back then is if we don't get the full funding, then we're going to scrap the stormwater project. Is that your recollection? That's my recollection.
Well, my recollection was that too, but a little different. We left that discussion in a bad way, as I recall. But I have a question to
Yeah, go
Lynn.
ahead. Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor. Crothers Park, does that one work?
nope.
Is it ever going to work?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Now, that changed from last meeting, last discussion, right? And
Well,
we think this one's going to work?
Yes. Well, I mean, without getting too far into the technical weeds for it, Crothers Park was part of the first iteration of stormwater capture design, big subgrade systems. There was Caltrans was trying to offload a significant amount of money that they had in order for them to acquire credits for stormwater compliance. So they had funded 2 of these projects in Lakewood, one in Bellflower, one at the Long Beach Airport. None of them function as they were designed to function. Certain aspects of them work, some aspects of them don't. The Sims Park system is about as simple as it can possibly get, right? So we're going to pull this stormwater off the channel. It's going to go through a filtration. It's going to go into the chambers, and there's two options in the chamber. It either perks back down into the groundwater below, or it gets pumped cleaner because it's gone through a filter system right back into the storm drain. So Crothers, you know, they were talking about harvesting the stormwater to re-irrigate the fields. The company that made that harvesting system is not even in business anymore. So that's one of our battles as it relates to Crothers. Access at Crothers was essentially one manhole to climb down into the chambers and check it all out. What they didn't account for is what they refer to as fine particle sediment. And that sediment gets into the gravel packs that are in those chambers, and it gums it up like concrete. And there's ways to clean it. There's equipment that can clean it that they've since invented. But that when they built that system, they did not build access points at Crothers or any of the other systems for that type of equipment to get down into the chamber. So that's one of the things we're looking at is retrofitting that chamber so we can get that equipment in there. All that is captured in the Sims Park system. So instead of it just being a single manhole with a ladder, there will actually be an equipment elevator that will take, not gigantic equipment, but it's an 8x8 elevator that will take equipment down into the chamber where they can scrub and clean, and they have multiple access points there. So,
Because I recall from the last discussion, Crothers Park was just a big reservoir under the park because it doesn't percolate into the ground with its design.
It's no longer
you can only release it back into the riverbed, I guess.
Nope, we can't do that.
Can't even do that either. Okay.
Nope, can't even do that.
And you can't fix it. Well, obviously there's a way to modify that whole substructure system to be able to get it clean.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we'll
that's
have to.
That's probably best design. We think it's going to work in Crothers, right? The designers think it's going to work.
There's ways to address these.
What's that cost? Who
early
pays
design.
for that?
Excuse me?
Who pays for that?
So we would utilize our Measure W funds that we receive. So we now receive county Measure M. We receive an annual allocation for our municipal funds. That's everything that we use right now for all the work that we're doing over there with the contractor that's trying to fix the system.
So then obviously once that gets fixed, then we have an ongoing maintenance issue with the Crothers Park.
Yep.
We don't even know what that's gonna cost from now until eternity.
Yeah, so the ongoing maintenance is estimated to be about $150,000 a year. Again, that is something that is budgeted as part of our annual Measure M allocation funds that we receive.
And you're talking about Measure M as municipal funds.
Yeah, excuse me.
I heard that term. Okay.
Measure W.
Or Measure W. Okay.
There's
Upside
Measure
down
W
M.
regional funds. There's Measure W local funds. So the region gets a chunk of money, and each individual city gets a chunk of money.
So that money, so we always get this money. So again, we're diverting that money that we use for other things into now a $100,000 pit into the Crothers system.
Yes.
And future into the Sims Park system too.
But that money that we receive can only be used for those stormwater purposes.
For the stormwater. Okay.
It can only be
so it's
used. It's
dedicated money.
restricted to stormwater.
Okay.
Yeah, only.
To piggyback off of Councilmember Dutton's
I just was getting the history. I'm sorry.
Just
thank you for reminding me from the last meeting didn't go well. And okay. There's more hope now than before.
Yeah, there's way more hope. You said it's regional allocation though, right? So it's the regional dollars that we receive for the maintenance?
The construction money that we're receiving for the project is part of the regional pot of money.
Okay.
The money that we receive as part of our annual allocation, those are the local or what they call municipal funds. So we get a set amount given to us each year through that Measure W. Those funds are used for, hopefully once we get everything up and operating, most of those funds will be used to pay for the annual operating costs because we'll have to use a third party to do that. It's confined space. It's very technical work. And that type of work would we best be suited to farm that out and let technical
I
companies.
have a couple other questions if it's my turn. Were you done? I didn't.
Yeah, I'm
wanna
done. Yeah,
interrupt.
no, I'm
Go
done.
ahead.
Okay, couple questions. If we can go back to the funding allocation dollars with the fiscal years on it, are those dollars 22, 23, 23, 24, 24? Are those already in our coffers, or is that
Yes.
okay? So we don't have a promise. They have allocated the money into our bank accounts. We have control.
Yeah, we
Okay.
have executed the funding agreement with the county for these funds.
Very good. Okay, and then if we receive, or I think, the LA County funding for the open park space, was that grant written as part of the stormwater project, or was it written as part of the soccer fields?
No, that grant was written strictly for the stormwater project.
Okay.
The stormwater project is the encompassing project.
I
The
understand.
sports fields are a component of it.
Yeah, the thought that was why couldn't we just redirect those funds? But I see that we cannot. Okay.
Good try.
Good try.
Good try.
I had to
Yeah, and I
try.
think that was part of our conversation the last time we had this before you guys was if we were to scrap the stormwater project, what would that look like for the sports fields project and the timeline and funding associated with that?
Yeah.
That unfortunately it leaves that sports field part of it somewhat unfunded, hence the applications there, which is why we wanted to lay out the timelines for each for you guys.
Right, I understand. And then I do want to say that I want to thank staff for understanding the importance and the prioritizing the opening of the fields. So I do acknowledge that. I want to thank you for that. With that said, I do have some additional questions. The other question was, as of right now, if we were to receive the LA County funding for the open space, that's $4 million approximately, correct? So that leaves us with about just a little shy over.
Can you the other chart?
Can you put
The
the
other
other chart real quick?
There you go.
That would leave us then with a
Is this it?
4.9
Yeah.
or $5 million. Sorry.
You actually have two applications for the funding gap. One is the $4 million application to the county, which, I think is likely that we'd receive that. We are a strong candidate for that. I'll put it that way. And we'll know that fairly quickly. The other application is a request to the WASC for the 8.9 million.
But to be clear, if LA County gives us the 4,
We still have an application to the WASC for the 8.9.
and we need the 8.9, it's not a total. The total is 8.9 plus 4.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah,
$4 million to the good if
Yeah.
we get them both.
Yeah, the request is for $8.9 million. I have that WASC meeting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. where they're reviewing my project modification request as well as future projects. So luckily for us, we are the only project modification request that is before the WASC committee tomorrow.
Which is why we're kind of back here at this point, because this is the only council meeting where we had to bring this to you guys. But the question really is, presuming both of those things happen, this project is fully funded, ready to go. Len has a bid package ready to put out. At that point, the question really is, presuming it's fully funded, does the council want to move forward and get this thing moving? Or do you want us to tell those two applications, hey, hold, the council wants to do just the sports fields, and then we have to kind of go back to the drawing board?
Right.
That's really the ultimate question.
Okay. All right.
Well, that leads me to my next comment.
Okay.
It sounds like staff has worked with engineering to ensure that the same problems we have at Carruthers Park aren't happening or won't happen at Sims Park.
Completely different system. Correct.
Different design, different
Yeah.
system. You've incorporated. You've learned from it.
Yeah, I had mentioned earlier when we were at 60% design, I stopped them.
Okay.
I was extremely frustrated with Carruthers. I was frustrated with the inability to even find anybody and come in and address all the problems. So I said, stop. And at the same time, we were just starting on the Oak Center. So in knowing that I couldn't concurrently go these two projects at the same time in the park, we went back to the drawing board on some of the design aspects of the Sims system to get me, so I feel more comfortable that it'll be a system that will work. And I'm at that point now.
Okay. Are you good? Follow-up question. How about the system in Lakewood? Is it working now?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's system turns on,
Okay,
right?
but is it
Everybody's system
is it
turns on.
accomplishing
and
the
it pulls-
the original objective?
there's,
Okay, let me
got
rephrase the
intake,
question.
but
Are they accomplishing the original objective?
yes, I think
They are.
I think from I think from what the regional stormwater group is looking for to get these projects
Mm-hmm.
shovel ready and constructed and in the ground is we're meeting those objectives.
Okay.
There's just a lot of bugs in that first cycle of stormwater capture projects. So I talked to Kelly a lot, the Lakewood Public Works Director, and she's always, hey, guess what jammed our pump up this time? You know, and it's avocado seeds. It's plastic trash bags. That's another big issue. The most insane things get sucked into those pumps and shut the whole system down. So
Okay. Can you show the next slide? Oh no, it's the previous one.
The previous?
The funding from WASC. There you go. So if we were to cancel the project, so we need to return the money to WASC.
yeah, the 13 million that they've allocated to us so far.
We'll
the
go back to them.
We'll go back to it.
Okay.
It will go back into the pot, and then they will reallocate it to one of the projects that's sitting in the queue with another city right now.
Okay.
The 2.1 million that we received from them initially for design, we've designed it. I have a project that's designed and on the shelf at
So
that
they're
point.
gonna take it back.
I don't.
Okay. It's
it-
money spent.
Correct.
Okay.
Spent for design.
Now, how about the local funding? I guess, am I correct to assume that the only funding is going to be stay with us if we cancel the project? If the big if, the Bellflower Public Project Fund will. That's our money.
And the measure
Measure-
A, which is one of PJ's
Okay.
parks grants.
So that can be used for alternative project if, let's say again, this main project is canceled.
Yeah, based on what we have in that match there, we can confidently put $2.5 million towards
Okay. Okay. Very good.
athletic fields.
All right. Any question, Councilmember Morse?
My question was regarding Crothers Park and all the issues with Crothers, but Lynn is more than satisfied the answers to me, he's satisfied that he thinks this could work, so,
Well, it seems like you have better information than our last meeting.
yes.
Let's put it
It
that
wasn't
way.
a topic at the last meeting. You guys kind of
Yeah.
just pulled me into that one.
I got another question though.
Oh, go ahead,
Yeah.
Councilmember Danton. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So this redesign, new design for Sims Park, has it ever been implemented yet, or are we going to be the first? Just curious.
The new design.
Yeah,
The new one.
I'm thinking.
The
I'm trying to
hybrid
think.
design.
Well,
the new hybrid design that Sims Park's going to get.
Bernie's stormwater system that he just finished last year up in Bell Gardens is operating, and it's very similar to the Sims Park system. You know, there's no two projects
They
that
keep
are
tweaking
identical.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but his system seems to be doing pretty good so far. He's having some minor issues with the fine particle sediment. It's something that they cannot screen out. So eventually it gets into the gravel packs. You just
Right,
have to
plugs it
have
up.
access to get in there and clean it properly. And that's what everyone's doing now. Everyone's building those access points.
So I have a,
So I'm just going to say that at the minimum, if it doesn't work, at least the water will percolate into the water table at the minimum. So at least it will recharge our water table.
Yeah,
So
that's
that to
one
me
of
is
its
If
main
the
purposes.
gravel packs are plugged up, it doesn't.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
at
It's
least
a
they can do
reservoir.
something.
Yeah.
Someone can go in there compared to Carruthers Park. No, I mean, only one person can go in at a time.
Only one person and
And the
no
water
equipment.
doesn't
Is it-
percolate.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
it wasn't a good design.
Um,
Go ahead, Councilman.
So I have a-
Mayor Pro Tem.
So then I have a question and a thought here. So if we get the LA County $4 million, right, and then we still have a $8 million budget gap, knowing that if we were to scrap the entire project and start over with redesign, it would cost about $6 to $7 million. Would it just be more? Would it be wiser from a timeline standpoint and from a where we are with the whole project and the fact that this would at least percolate water back into the tablet, do we want to consider whether we would then?
Can I would say at this point, let's just wait for the
Wait for
for
the
the
money.
funding,
Wait for the money.
Okay.
and then we can
We can always
address
have
that.
another meeting.
Yeah, because I don't know. I don't want to rush the decision
Yeah.
tonight.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I
Fair
think
enough.
I'm hoping.
trying to remove-
I'm very optimistic
Okay.
that we'll get the funding.
All right. Very good.
Um,
Very good. That's a good way of answering that.
And
I can
Lynn-
read between
Lynn
the
an-
lines.
And Lynn answered my questions,
Yeah,
and I
because-
feel optimistic also.
Right, exactly.
I just don't want to build another dinosaur.
This is good information compared to the last, again, the last presentation. All right, very good. So can you go back to the staff recommendation? I think we're at that point. All right.
And Mr. Mayor, if I might make a suggestion to
Yes.
you, based on the conversation you've just expressed, my suggestion would be modify this recommendation to direct me, conditioned on the approval of the funding, to move forward with this project as planned. If those funding applications aren't successful, we'll come back to you instead of just canceling the project tonight.
Just the
Yeah.
first one, modify the first one.
Modify
And then
the
go
first
back,
one.
come back.
Yeah.
To the, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to direct the city manager, condition on approval of pending funding applications, to move forward with the stormwater capture project and release an RFP soliciting bids to begin construction, with the amendment that should a award not be granted, that they come back to us
For discussion.
for discussion.
For the, yeah, okay.
I'll second that.
All right, motion by Mayor Pro Tem Sanchez, seconded by Councilmember Danton, as stated. All right, any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dutton,
Aye.
Councilmember Morse,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Sanchez,
Aye.
Mayor Santinez.
Aye. Okay, we're moving on to the consent calendar. Oh, can we get Councilmember Coops? Oh, that's ready.
The audio's working out there.
Let the record reflect that Councilmember Coops is rejoining the City Council meeting. All right, consent calendar. Does anyone have any conflicts? No conflicts. Whoa, that's a record. Anyone who would like to pull an item?
Move the consent calendar.
I'll second.
So,
Motion by Councilmember Coops, seconded by Councilor Morse to approve the consent calendar. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dutton,
Aye.
Councilmember Coops,
Aye.
Councilmember Morse,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Sanchez.
aye.
Mayor Santinez.
Aye. All right, council reports. Councilmember Dunn.
I have nothing tonight, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Coops.
I'm with Mr. Dutton.
All right. Councilmember Morse.
I have nothing.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Okay. Mayor Pro Tem Sanchez. You have to make up for this.
I feel like I'm supposed to have something. I can't think of anything. Yeah, no, I got nothing.
No? Oh, okay.
Well,
I'm
Sonny
gonna-
will make up for it.
Yes, I will. First, I want to piggyback on Councilmember Coop's comments in the opening of the meeting about CRNR. I got good comments from my neighbors. I think what happened was I got a call from CRNR on, I think, Wednesday or Thursday last week, telling me that the car should be out between 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Last week, no, the week before, last week. So anyway, I want to commend CRNR for a very efficient changeover on the carts. My neighbors were very pleased about it. They were placed properly. Nothing was left on the curb, so it was done properly and correctly. So that's my comment about CRNR. And also on a side note, I'd like to request that this meeting be adjourned in memory of Alan Gerard Al Venuti. Alan Gerard Venuti was born on May 25, 1955, and passed away on February 2nd, 2026, at the age of 70. Al was the youngest of 7 children and grew up in a large Italian family. He graduated from Washington Elementary School and Bellflower High School and spent nearly his entire life living in Bellflower in the same home on Stevens Avenue. In 1975, Al was involved in a car accident that left him confined to a wheelchair, a challenge that he faced with strength throughout his life. He lived, after the accident, he lived for another 50 years. That was a long life for him. Al had a deep love for music. He enjoys car shows in Bellflower, enjoyed going on Sunday drives. He worked as a machine operator and later a supervisor during his career. Our sympathies and condolences go to the entire Venuti family. So with that, we're adjourning this meeting in memory of Alan Joward Al Venuti to the next regular meeting of the Bellflower City Council at 5:30 p.m. on Monday, March 23rd, 2026. This meeting is now adjourned.
Okay.